Just One station with video you have to see. An angry customer throwing hair into the food at a local restaurant. Thanks for joining us on 19 News at 3. I'm Nicole Versansky. Well, now the police are involved. Now at 3, Winnie Dorch spoke with the manager who is getting threats.
The owner and the manager did not want to show their faces on camera due to retaliation. However, they tell us exactly what happened that day.
I thought it was disgusting.
A hairy situation over at Chili Peppers Fresh Mexican Grill on East 185th Street. The woman in this video can be seen pulling strands of hair out of her head and then sprinkling it all over the food that's behind the glass.
Nothing justifies that behavior and her going to that extreme.
It was Saturday around 4. The woman walked into the restaurant with her family. Employees said she was upset about the taco meat.
So they're basically just doing their job, letting her know that the meat is extra, and it started from there. She became verbally harassive to the girls, calling them out of their names.
So she didn't want to pay for extra meat?
I'm assuming she would have paid for it if they could have given it to her, but unfortunately it wasn't done cooking. So there was nothing that they could do for her.
The red-haired woman was asked to leave several times, but she stuck around a little bit longer, leaving her mark in the food. Employees forced to throw it all away. Definitely a big dent in their day.
Over $1,000 worth of food. And it will affect our business in the future because that's food costs that we've lost that we're going to have to replace, but we don't have that money to replace that.
The Mexican Grill is a staple in the community, a place where you'll see repeat customers. This experience, nothing like they've seen before, hoping it never happens again.
You can't come in and just continuously disrespect people and think that people are just supposed to tolerate that. If you don't like how we run the business, you could just simply eat somewhere else.
The manager called police, but the woman in the video took off before they could get there. In Cleveland, Winnie Dorch, 19 News.
Well, if I'm not eating, nobody's eating. So I proceeded to take strands of my hair and sprinkle it on the food.
You heard her. Talisha Jacobs so upset with the service at a local restaurant that she admittedly contaminated the food. Thanks for joining us on 19 News at 3. I'm Nicole Versansky, and it is a shocking video. You see it here behind me. 19 News first showed you yesterday. So the woman caught on camera sprinkling her hair onto the food at Chili Peppers Fresh Mexican Grill over on East 185th Street. Now at 3, she's telling her side of the story, saying she's justified. Winnie Dorch just spoke to her in a story you'll see on Just One station.
I was wrong for that, but it was provoked. I don't want to look like I'm just some mean person or an irate customer because that's not it.
Take a look at your screen. That's Talisha Jacobs putting her hair all over the food at Chili Peppers Fresh Mexican Grill. 19 News first shared it on Tuesday. After seeing our story, Jacobs called me wanting to explain what happened. She admits to being angry after not getting what she was willing to pay for.
I said, can I get extra meat in my tacos? I said, I'll pay for the extra scoop, which was $2.50, and she could separate it between my 4 tacos. The manager then stepped in and told me I could not get extra meat or I would not be getting all of my toppings. I said, I never heard of that. She said, well, you can't get extra meat.
This is where things get crazy. The restaurant's managers claim Jacobs became aggressive because she didn't want to wait until the taco meat was fully cooked. According to Jacobs, that's far from the truth. She says the manager told her to get out. In response,
I said, no, I cannot.
Jacobs claims finally one of the employees did make her tacos with extra meat, but at that point, the manager didn't want to do business with her anymore.
She said, throw that away. I said, okay, well, if I'm not eating, nobody's eating. So I proceeded to take strands of my hair and sprinkle it on the food.
Do you think you deserve any type of punishment for this?
Honestly, I was willing to pay for whatever the condiments that I did mess up, but it's like I said, it's not $1,000 worth of food like they said.
Jacobs says she was a regular customer at the Mexican Grill, but now she will never step foot inside there again.
Never. And I wouldn't recommend anybody to go there because if the employees are allowed to disrespect the customers like that, that vibe alone you wouldn't want to eat there.
Now, police are involved. Jacobs says she spoke to a detective, and as of right now, she's not facing any charges. In Cleveland, I'm Winnie Dorch, 19 News.
And 19 News, we did reach out to police to ask the status of this bizarre case. They tell us it is currently under investigation.
Tracking the